Welcome to the Motivational Medium podcast. I'm Anne-Marie Lord, a psychic medium, author, and the founder of the Motivational Medium Academy. On this podcast, we'll explore intriguing topics such as mediumship, psychic abilities, and the amazing idea that we all have intuition within us. Whether you're a believer, skeptic, or somewhere in between, get ready to unlock your extraordinary potential as we discover the supernatural world together. If you want your questions featured on the show, be sure to join my tribe by subscribing to my newsletter at annemarielord.com. Let's go. Hello, my friend. Welcome to today's podcast. I wanted to quickly jump on this podcast today and share with you something that you can do every single day to enhance your life or give yourself guidance that'll help you set up for the day. So as you know, I always say to people, you got to raise your vibration, and how I do that is first thing of the morning when I open my eyes, I put my hand on my heart and I give thanks for 3 things in my life. Now this sets off a thing in the brain called the RAS system, the Reticular Activating System. We've all got one of them, and that helps us see more of what we are grateful for throughout the day. So how does the RAS system work? So the RAS system is a system within the brain that is attached to our emotions. So say you wanted to find or you wanted to buy a new car. And I've talked about this in the book and I've talked about this before. But if you wanted to buy a new car, and you decided you wanted a red Range Rover, and then you go out on the road and next minute you see a red Range Rover everywhere, and you even come across an orange Range Rover and you think, well, that could actually be red in a certain light. The RAS system actually changes things for us to help us see more of what we class as our emotion, or more of what we perceive through our senses. So when we go on that road, we not only see more red Range Rovers, they were also on the road the day before, by the way. We just hadn't set off our system to see more of it. And even a car that wasn't red, that was orange, we decided that we could see that as red, and that could be red in a certain light. So it's about what we see more of and what we want to see more of. So it's emotion. So stay with me. So imagine if you're in a relationship. Now the RAS system doesn't have a good or a bad direction. It just has direction. So what that means, if you put in to see more negative things about maybe a certain person in your life, that's what you will see more of. And even when that person is trying to be nice, you might still class that as a negativity. Like the orange car, it could look red in a certain light. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is, if you set your RAS system up for good or bad, then that's what you will see more of throughout the day. So isn't it worth just taking them few minutes of a morning and putting your hand on your heart, raise your vibration? This is one of the ways to raise your vibration, to see more of the good things that are in your life. The quickest way to see what we want is to be grateful for what we already have. Don't forget that. So put your hand on your heart, big deep breath in, breathe out. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. And give thanks for 3 things in your life. It could be anything. If you are driving, it could be the car you're sitting in. It could be the road you're on. It could be the view that you've got outside. Even if it's pouring down with rain, it could be the rain, because without it, we can't grow our vegetables and all the beautiful food that we get to eat. It's about seeing what you've got. Now, for me, if you've read my book, The Grateful 3 Approach to Life, you will know that I struggled with this really, really badly in the beginning. And I couldn't think of anything to be grateful for. I really struggled. And I remember putting my hand on my chest and taking that breath and thinking, oh yeah, well, I'm breathing. That's how far at the beginning I started. So, my friend, if you're like me and that's where you're at, that's okay. That's okay to start there. I remember throwing my legs out the side of the bed and thinking, oh, well, I've got legs and I can move and I can go to the bathroom and I can start brushing my teeth, and then thought, yeah, I've got teeth and they're still in my mouth. It was all the simple things. It doesn't have to be like, oh, the sky is blue or the ocean is blue, or it can be the simple things. And I would actually suggest that's where to start. Start with the simple things. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're far down the road of doing this every day, then that's great. But I would say start at the simple things. People say to me all the time, especially when they come to me in my office, and they'll say things like, oh yeah, I do gratitude every day. And I say, okay, tell me your routine. And they're like, okay, I haven't really got a routine. I says, well, how do you know you're doing gratitude every day? And they say, well, I just do. So it's a given. It's a given I'm grateful for. Things, it's not a given. You've got to show this RAS system within your mind through an emotion that this is what you're grateful for. It's not just a given. So why I wanted to record this podcast is because I know I've said this to you so many times. I say it to myself all the time, but these are my go-to tools. If I'm feeling stuck, if I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling negative in any way, shape or form, I have my bag of tools, my tricks. Now, when you read the book, if you haven't already done so, there's lots and lots of, you've got your stop twerking tequilas in there, you've got your fuck it buckets, there's lots of different tools and strategies. You've got your gratitude in there. But there's lots of tools and strategies. And I want you to collect 2. If you've read the book, collect 2. 2 that you can fit into your life every single day. And don't get me wrong, we all fall off now and again. And that's okay. But it's not okay to stay there. Get back on. And I take this for granted that everybody does gratitude. The amount of people that I see that, what's gratitude? What does it mean? Oh my God, you are missing out on such a valuable part of your growth in your life. Now, I know, like you all know, that life can actually throw some shit at us sometimes. And we can take it on the chin, and we have to do whatever we've got to do to get through the other side. My biggest thing is I retreat. And I retreat because I can't face anybody else's stuff, shall I call it, when I'm trying to deal with my own. But I don't just retreat and go into a hole where I'll retreat and I'll say, okay, I'm going to bed and I'm going to stay there and I'm not getting up. I retreat and go to my tools, my meditation, my walking, my gratitude every morning, my journaling of a night time. That's what I do when I retreat. And it's okay. I'm giving you permission to do this. If you need permission to do this and retreat and just say, do you know what? I can't cope with everybody else's issues at the moment, and I'm stepping back a little bit to deal with my own. That's okay to do that. But don't step back to go and lie in bed and stay in bed or shut everyone out. If you're only shutting people out for a certain length of time, it doesn't mean you shut everybody out. You choose your tribe who come in close to you. It could be one person, it could be 3 people, it could be your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter, your best friend, whoever it is. You keep your tribe, your close-knit tribe, close to you. And then, my friend, you get your tools out. And that is the hard bit, putting your hand on your chest of a morning when you feel like you're telling the biggest lie, when you're saying you're grateful for something and you want to say, no, I'm not? Well, my friend, pretend to yourself. It starts at the beginning. Put you first. If you've got to retreat and shut out the outside world for a little bit, not everybody, by the way, keep the tribe close. Start with gratitude. Maybe pick up your journal, the Grateful 3 Approach to Life book, or the Shit to Shine journal, or a journal that you're already writing in. Pick it up. Now, if you haven't got a Shit to Shine journal, I'm going to give you what's written on every single page so you can put it in any journal, any scrap of paper that you've got. And what it is 5 things that shine in my life. 5 things that made my day shine. 1 thing I can do tomorrow to shine brighter. And 1 person I show love for today. Now let's go back over them. So 5 things that shine in my life. These can all be repetitive. This could be your job, your home, your health, your roof over your head, your car that you go to work in, your kids, your family, your friends. It could be anything. It's about the whole life. 5 things that shine in your whole life. Okay? I want you to really scour and think, okay, what have I got? And what this is doing with the RAS system, my friends, it's starting to flip the script. Okay? Trust me, there's a meaning behind all this. And don't worry about if you write the same thing every single day. It doesn't matter. Repetitiveness is the key to success. Okay, so don't worry if it's the same things, but I just want you to be scouring your day, scouring your life. Okay, and then you've got the next 5, and there's 5 things that made my day shine. Now, what this does, it makes you look back over your day to see things that are good, whereas maybe before you'd have lied in work looking over your day and you'd have gone, such and such in work wasn't very nice, and I didn't do this very good, and I had an argument with my mum, or, it makes you stop scouring, looking for the negative. It makes you scour your day to look for the positives. So you're looking for 5 things that made your day shine. It could be, look, I got out of bed today. Look, I went for a walk. I got out of bed and I watched something funny on the telly. I ate something good today. I went out and did gratitude this morning. Anything, okay? So 5 things that made your day shine. And then you've got another little section and it just says, 1 thing I can do tomorrow to shine brightly. Now, my friend, you've got to look at where you are in this journey. So some people will put down there, I'll do yoga at 6 o'clock in the morning. They may always do yoga at 6 o'clock in the morning. But if you're a person who, like I was, who was struggling to even get myself forward, then I would turn around and say, one of the things you can do to shine brighter tomorrow is do your gratitude. Get up in the morning and do your gratitude. And that is huge. Okay? So 1 thing that can make you shine brighter tomorrow, or 1 thing I can do to shine brighter tomorrow, that is for you at your level, and just go a tiny notch above that. Okay? That way you're setting yourself up for success, not failure. All right? And then on the bottom bit of that, it's got 1 person I show love for today. And it depends where you are on your journey. But if you're on the beginning of the journey, make that person you. It's all about self-love, because everything grows from there. So write that down. Write it in it can be a plain journal if you like. You don't have to go and grab the Shit to Shine journal. It can be a plain journal. And that is where we start. So 5 things that shine in my life. 5 things that made my day shine. 1 person I can show love for, and 1 thing I can do tomorrow to shine brighter. And you watch, my friend, how your days will change. And as I always say, this was about setting you guys up for success, not failure. I just wanted to go over what I'm so passionate about, that if you can change your mindset, then everything can change. But it's got to be changed one tiny step at a time. If you try to change something huge, then you will fall back down. And I always say it to everybody, why set yourself up for failure? Why not set yourself up for success? If you have never been in the gym in your life and you've decided to sign up for the gym, then sign up and put it down that you'll go twice in the week. What we tend to do is we sign up and we say, okay, I'm going to go 5 times this week. And then we'll go 4 times. And we'll be totally disappointed in ourselves because we didn't do the 5th. Instead of being absolutely patting ourselves on the back because we did 4. What an achievement. Don't forget and celebrate your wins as well. So if you want to join the gym or you want to go for a walk, set yourself up for success. If you want to walk, then make it 1 day a week if you've never done it before, or 2 days a week, but no more than that. And then anything else, if you do 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, they're huge bonuses. But if you only do 1 day and you've said you wanted to do 2, that's not such a big drop. And you will still be absolutely grateful for what you've done. I hope that makes sense. Today's episode was all about setting you guys up for absolute success, setting your day up, helping you guide your day in a better way, if you like. If you've read my book, I talk about this. Imagine if you get up of a morning and your energy is at 100%. As soon as you open your eyes, we haven't got the worries of the world on our shoulders. As soon as we open our eyes, we're still in that theta state. And imagine that's 100% energy. And your job is to try and keep that energy as high as you possibly can. So by giving gratitude before you get out the bed, you're staying in that height. By then coming out and brushing your teeth and doing what you're doing and getting a wash, you're still keeping your energy quite high. By not going on Facebook, by not going on Instagram, by not going on any of these social media platforms, you are not getting involved in what's going on in other people's lives or in the world. You're keeping your energy high. By not switching on the news, you've decided and made a conscious choice to decide to keep your energy high. You're driving to work and someone speeds on the road and you look and you think, wow, they've obviously watched the news today or been on the social media or haven't give gratitude this morning. Send them love. Instead of getting involved, don't get involved. If you're walking into work and you know someone's going to be in a negative mood, go and say hello, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You're keeping your energy high. You're choosing you today, my friend. You are choosing you. Or you get up of a morning and the kids are all going crazy. Put music on in the car. Let's all sing on our way to school. The kids are getting out of bed. I hate my life. I hate school. Then put on Robbie Williams. I love my life. That's what I used to put on in the car when my son had a big sulk on, Change it. It's up to you to make that decision to change. And sometimes, my friend, it can be really, really difficult. I'm not telling you to jump from 1 to 30. I'm telling you to climb from 1 to 2 and use some of the tools and strategies. That's the reason why I wrote the book. It wasn't about becoming famous. It wasn't about, I don't know, never became a millionaire. Anyone who's written a book knows that that's not the case. But it wasn't about that. My decision to write the Grateful 3 approach to life was about how it can change people's lives. How by just using one of the many tools within it, can change that vibration, which then has a knock-on effect on their family, on their friends, on their kids, on their careers, on their relationships, and how different your life could be. But you need to make that change and make that choice. And that's why I decided today to jump on the podcast, because every now and again, we all need a reminder, including myself. It's okay to step back. It's okay to put you first. In fact, it's massively important to put you first, but it's okay to stay back. If life becomes a little bit heavy or you've got a lot going on, it's okay to step back. It's not okay to stay there and wallow or in that self-pity zone, because you struggle then to really get out of that. Trust me, I know, I've been there. But having the tools, or just one tool, to get you out of that situation, then that is worth it. So much worth it. I hope this has helped today. I send you so much love. And you know what, my friend? You've got this. You've got this because you've got your back. And there's people around you who you mayn't even know, maybe like me, and I'm sending you so much love today. Have the best day. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this show. It's important to note that while I'm here to inspire, encourage and guide you, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist or a doctor. Join me again in 2 weeks for more captivating revelations on the supernatural. Remember to be in with a chance to have your questions answered on the podcast. Subscribe to my newsletter at amarylord.com. Stay in the tribe to vibe. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.